Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. No, do not adjust your monitor. Everything's fine. My hair is chaotic. I've been trying to do the little Wolverine tufts. Look, see, from a certain angle, it's very comic book. It has the big sort of arching, swooping hairdo. We're playing some Wolverine music, of course. Now, I used to be Wolverine. In a dim and distant past, I used to strut around before wearing a kilt. I looked even more ridiculous. I would have the mutton chops and the hair was spectacular. All brought on by Hugh Jackman, of course, although I was a fan of Wolverine in the comic books. Although, now get on this and don't hate upon me for it, I despise the X-Men. Can't stand the X-Men. Boring, whiny bastards. Oh, you've got powers and you've got difficulties. And oh, Jesus, who cares? I was just interested in Wolverine. And you were lucky enough back in the 70s and 80s to get loads of individual stories for Wolverine. He was his own thing. And then he joins the X-Men and all that and becomes the best of the X-Men. And everyone loves him. And they get into the X-Men because of Wolverine. Well, I did anyway. But so I used to strut around with this fantastic hairdo. I had the Cherokee Indian belt buckle, the jeans, the cowboy boots, the vest, obviously the dog tags. I used to pump iron like crazy. Oh, and really excellent mutton chops they were as well, and take out all the beardage. Looked great. But for a guy that was then probably about 31, 32, yeah, around about that, people kind of going like, isn't he a bit too old for that? And especially going into the likes of Forbidden Planet or Worlds Apart and buying all the latest issues of Wolverine stuff. Oh yeah, I'll have that. Oh, there's an old one again. I'll have one of those. Oh, yeah, brilliant. And then you go up to the counter and they'd be going, right, that. Oh, Wolverine. Oh, you're into what? They look up, you're into Wolverine, and they just go, the hair and all that, and they'd be going like, right, okay. I mean, as if they hadn't seen all that before. But I used to love it anyway. So, why am I talking about Wolverine? Well, I was digging around in the attic. Well, one of the attics. We've got two attics now, and looking for stuff that I hadn't seen for years, and just seeing what I could find. And I came across that, which I'll show you properly in a minute, and a few other Wolverine figures. Once I got on the path of Wolverine, there was one figure I was really looking for, and it was from the first X-Men movie. And it's a 6 or maybe 7 inch figure, and he's got his jacket on, he's got the vest on, the hair, he's got the claws, and it was really super articulated, and you could get him into some great poses, and he was solid, so you could get him in like crazy sort of stances, and he would look great, and he'd last. And I thought, I've got to find him. And over the years, I've always come across him again, and put him on the shelf, and then he seems to have gone walkies again. And this time, I can't find him anywhere. And I've also got some great Sabretooth ones as well, because I love that rivalry, Wolverine and Sabretooth. Oh, Logan and Victor. Who's Victor Crowley then? Victor Creed. And their ongoing animosity. And some of the comics with Sabretooth, where he's really feral, werewolf-like, and he's like 12 feet tall. And don't forget, Wolverine should only be about 5'3". He's a little person. He's like a hobbit with muscles. He's a little dude. And those two going at it all the time. Oh, Jesus. But the thing about Wolverine is, of course, that he can't fucking die, and it kind of has the stories in the movies, what Bryan Singer brings X-Men and Wolverine to cinematic life. Whatever happened to Bryan Singer? Can't quite remember. Oh dear. And X-Men, the first one, was a bit of a revelation. It was cool. They brought these characters from the comics onto the big screen. Don't forget, at that time, it was Spider-Man and X-Men getting the big screen cinematic treatment with big budgets, big effects, and big names attached to it, and taking the source material seriously. And then you got X2, which you're hearing X2 right now. John Ottman's score for X-Men 2. And I remember loving that really massively when it first came out. I think I saw it about 6 times at the flicks. But by the 6th time, it's overkill. And even though I was going in with the hairdo and all that, and I was just, in the end, and you had Lady Deathstrike and all that, I was just, and the constant toing and froing, Professor X, and that mutant child son of whoever, forgotten everyone's name now, he was going crazy in the chair and all that. So everyone's stopping for a few minutes, and it was cutting from one group to another group to this group to escape through the, oh Jesus. And to be honest with you, I can't watch that film now. I love the mansion attack, I think it's great, but you want to see more of Wolverine, as Hugh Jackman always used to say, as Wolverine cutting loose and really going for it. Because in the comics, if you get the graphic novels, the more mature sort of thing, he is slicing and dicing, there's limbs coming off and all sorts. It is gory, he does do a lot of damage. It's not for the kiddie winks. Then of course you've got X-Men Last Stand, which everyone loves to really pile on the scorn for that. I actually really enjoyed it. It's hokum. And as I've always said, I don't like superhero movies where you've got too many superheroes in, and there's friggin' hundreds in that one. And you've got Magneto again up to his old tricks, and the big Last Stand, and the bridge and all. Oh God Almighty! And what's his name as Juggernaut? Oh, Vinnie Jones. Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. But you know what? He actually scared me when he's running through the walls. Well, he actually genuinely scared me. That was a good suspenseful chase sequence. And you've got as Beast. You've got Fraser. Oh God, Fraser Crane as the Beast, Kelsey Grammer. Oh my, who would have thought? Fantastic. Looked great as well. But it died a death, didn't it? And of course, that whole Dark Phoenix saga was condensed, which I think is why fans didn't like it, because that should be a huge epic story in its own right, and it was just massively condensed down. But it had some great moments in it, and you'll probably hear the music coming on. John Powell's score to X-Men Last Stand, where Jean Grey cuts loose in the house and they're trying to stop her and all this, and the house is spinning around and everything's going crazy, and the music builds up as Logan's trying to stop her. He's in love with her, of course, and she's killed the one that she loved, Cyclops, and then you get the big battle at the end, and he has to kill her to stop her, and the music builds up, and it's just tremendously well done from a thematic, emotional and musical point of view. But the film just met with absolute scorn. But I liked it. Go figure. Then what did you get? You got X-Men Days of Future Past, which I thought was a load of old tosh. There was no action in it. It bored the hell out of me. Time travel and all that. Oh, Jesus. I know it got awards and people raved about it, but no, it did nothing for me. X-Men Apocalypse. I've got it, I've got it. But I've never seen it. It's still wrapped up. Got it on blue when it first came out. Don't even know why I did. I just did, to put on the shelf next to all the others. And I've never actually unwrapped it and looked at it. And I believe that's the wise decision to have made. But in the meantime, you got the Wolverine, which is fucking awesome. Oh my God, I love that. And that's the one that takes in sort of Wolverine's past in Japan with Mariko, where he learns the art of the samurai, and he becomes Patch. He wears an eye patch just as a fashion accessory. He'd obviously seen Escape from New York and thought, that guy's even cooler than me, I'll get myself an eye patch. And great stuff. There's many novels and stories from that period, and I've got a lot of those as well. And I love the movie. Again, are you hearing? No, this is not the music to it. I'll play it now. The score from Marco Beltrami. Loads of great chase sequences in the Wolverine. It's fantastic stuff. Good fighting as well, where he's fighting the Silver Samurai and everything. Oh, and he's got the ninjas coming after him and all this. It's just pulverizing stuff, bub. I love it. Of course, you'd had Wolverine Origins, or Origins Wolverine, however you want to pronounce it, which he lost the hairdo, which kind of didn't quite get that. The hair was just kind of like floppy, and you had Deadpool, did you not? Played, of course, by Ryan Reynolds. Who'd have thought he'd go on to play that properly in a couple of years' time? And it's a watered down bloody movie, isn't it? You know, there's plenty of action to it, but there's no clout, there's no oomph to it. But I still like the film though, because it's a Wolverine story, and you've got Sabretooth in there, Liv Schreiber, and although even though they don't go to town on him looking like Tyler Mane from the first one, where it was the big shaggy-headed Wolverine, Sabretooth, that he was fighting with fangs and all that. Liv Schreiber does a pretty good job of being really intimidating. And then of course the two of them have a few skirmishes, but then they have to go and fight together at the end to defeat, well, whatever they call it, but it's Deadpool to all intents and purposes. Cheers, y'all. What? It's just tea. It's just tea. Going out with some whiskey in a wee bit. But yeah, so massive lover of Wolverine. Oh, hang on, what? Logan, Old Man Logan, brilliant, fantastic film. Swearing, violence, R-rated stuff. That's how it should have been right from the word go. Jackman, grizzled, looking really old, you know, and but his last stand, he's only got that serum and lasts a short while, and he's taking out people left, right, and centre. But he's got his younger version, his alter ego, who is called X-24. I forgot, but it's there. X-24, played by himself with shorter hair, looking younger, looking meaner, and far more powerful, far more aggressive. But it is friggin' awesome movie, and a great sort of payoff to the whole Logan thing. Treating the whole thing as like, look, we knew the real story, and they're actually flicking through the comics, like the real life comics, you know, as if we could do all that. You know, who believes all this sort of shit? Like, we were there for real. And of course, you've got Patrick Stewart, who's gone completely crazy after the events that destroyed, was it Westchester? I forget all these things. But brilliant stuff. I really enjoyed that. Again, because it's, even though there's other mutants in there, it is a Wolverine story, and it is a much harder, more adult, more mature story. And I definitely appreciate that. So anyway, I've got loads of stuff. His dog tags, his vest. I've got the Cherokee belt buckle. Of course, you know, you've got to have something that you can go, hang on, put the right fingers in it, go snicked with. You know, wonderful. There's all variations of these, of course, I know, but they look pretty good. They're pretty handy. Hey! And it's quite hard to get off. Once you've got them on, it's quite hard to get your fingers back out of them. And got a couple of Wolverine jackets. There's my favourite one. Lovely, lovely stuff. When we go out in a bit, me and Mrs. Kilt-Man, I think I'll be sporting this look, and I'll wear that. Even though it's really hot, it's looking like it's going to absolutely unburden itself with a hellstorm of rain very soon. So, what I wanted to show you was this. Because the ring light will play merry hell with this. So I'll try to get in like that, right? This is a 12-inch figure. This is rare. This is from 2002, I think. And it's from Toy Biz, I think. Yeah, Toy Biz. And it's an unusual look for him. God, I've got all sorts of reflections going on here. Even the light up there's make it. Oh, look at that. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'll turn the ring light off. There you are. Hey! Bit more atmospheric now. So there he is. Now, this is the 12-inch collector's edition, right? And it's Marvel Studios Wolverine with over 30 points of articulation. But as you can see, he's in combat gear. He's got weapons other than his own claws. Why has he got guns? I know in the movies, like Wolverine Origins, you do see him, and obviously he uses samurai swords and stuff. He doesn't need these things. He's got his own bloody claws, hasn't he? But there, he's got like, there's a rather super announced and exaggerated Uzi by the looks of things. There's another weapon strapped to his leg there. Not sure what that is exactly. There are knives. I think there's a couple of knives in here as well. And he's got all his belt kit. water canteen, ammo. He's got ammo draped over his shoulder as well. I'm telling you without showing you because I've never took him out the box. And now I've discovered that he's actually super rare. And in America he's going for almost $300. In the UK, I'm not sure, but it's over $100, any £100. The Queen's English pounds. So that's not bad, that. Now, you've got a couple of other hands. So obviously he's got one hand there which is gripping this Uzi. Another hand down there which has got the claws out, so you can just have him as a traditional Wolverine. And then there's another hand there which could hold another weapon, I presume. It's like a gripping hand. And you've got like nice artwork on the back there. And a bit of blairbage. 12-inch collector's edition Wolverine. Real name, Logan. Occupation, adventurer. Group affiliation, X-Men. Base of operations, Xavier Institute for Higher Learning, Westchester County, New York. Little is known of his past, save that it was fraught with pain and loss. Long ago, he trained as a samurai in Japan. Later, he became Weapon X, an operative for the Canadian government. Today, Logan is an X-Man, using his animal-keen senses, healing factor and razor-sharp claws to help protect the world that fears and hates mutants. Look, it said roars. A world that roars and hates mutants. But yeah, but it's an unusual look. And I think that's probably what drew me to it in the first place. I had every other figure that you could get at the time. And I walked into either Forbidden Planet or Worlds Apart, and that was on the shelf, and I thought, you're coming home with me. Oh, can someone a bit taller than me get it down from the shelf? I can't reach it. I brought him home. You see his face? It's got quite a... Oh, you're getting loads of reflections, aren't you? It's got quite a, like... It looks nothing like Hugh Jackman. That is not... They weren't basing it on Hugh Jackman. But obviously, the film, Bryan Singer's movies have come out. 2002 was between X-Men and X2. So, you know, Wolverine and X-Men was all huge at the time. He's wearing what looks like... Well, it looks like... It's kind of hard to tell. I'm tempted to say he's wearing desert camouflage there, but in actual fact, it looks more tropical. It's interesting. It's not a pattern I actually know, but whatever the bullets are that he's got in that belt hanging over him, they don't fit any of the weapons he's got there. So unless he's running off to go meet a machine gunner somewhere, all he can do is swing them around and hopefully he can hit someone in the face with them. But it's a lovely figure. 30 points of articulation. I can't swear to that because I've never took him out the box. Kinda shouldn't I really? Should we do it? It's got these weird stud things. And I've got a feeling. Should I? Am I going to completely destroy its value? Yes you are, Kilt-Man. But are you going to part with it, Kilt-Man? No, I'm not. So isn't it funny how your ski and do, which I always use for unpacking things, just happened to be there. It's almost like I knew what was going to happen. Right. Oh, here's that great music. The build-up, Jean Grey, Dark Phoenix. Sort amongst yourselves. Ooh, he's a big mean bastard, isn't he? Look at that. Yeah. So what we got? If you look, it looks like his hand is cracked. His hand is cracked. Value is depreciated already. Some articulation there, because I'm not going to take him off this backing piece. He's going to go back in that. So you've got another hand there with the claws out, yeah. There's a gripping hand there. This is proper cloth as well, and actually feels really good. It's got some very interesting jungle boots on, desert boots I should say. which have got the Panama sole on them as well. So yeah, nice and accurate there. He's got, what the hell is that on his arm there? He's got something there that's attached. There's two pieces. There's one, so that should be on his shoulder. So that's come adrift, but I'm not sure what that is. It's not an epaulette because it's way too big and fat for an epaulette. And there's that bloody big Uzi that with this kind of weird addition there. Or whatever the hell that is down there strapped to his leg. But I do like that camouflage. I think it works. I think his face is tremendous. Yeah. See his head moves. Oh! Yeah, the head swivels and goes around and all that. So he's got his dog tags here as well. I don't know if you can catch those. His dog tags are there. There you go. But it's an unusual. There's a big survival knife here. There's a machete somewhere as well. I'm sure there is because I've seen. Oh yeah. Sorry, it's a machete that's strapped to him there. It's a bloody big survival knife, and he's got a boot knife down here as well. Don't know if you can see that down there. There's a boot knife. Yeah. I want to get him out now. No, I shall not. There, we had a great blast on that there. Let's go for, let's see. Okay. This is from Logan. This is where he's running up after all. They're trying to wipe out these kids, capture these kids. It's a nasty film. Logan is actually quite a nasty piece of work. Not him, but the story itself. It's tragic. But his anger and his rage as he's going up there like, and after having, they've cut his hair and tried to make him look like his comic book version as well, haven't they? And you've got Johnny Cash singing here, When the Man Comes Around and all that. It's brilliant. And that other one, I hurt myself today to see if I can still feel. That's a very tragic, melancholy movie, although with thunderous action as well. And that poor family that take them in, who then get completely wasted. And then poor Professor X gets killed by the X-24, who looks just like Logan. So he just can't believe, well, hang on, he's talking to him as the younger, meaner Hugh Jackman comes in and puts the snick onto him. And that's the last thing Professor X saw. Of course, there is talk that we're going to get another Wolverine movie and that Hugh Jackman has been talked into coming back. Even though Hugh Jackman did say, a while ago, acting in movies, I'm not doing it. I just want to be on stage. And that's how he started. I just want to be on stage now. That's all I want to do. I'm loving these big productions and I just want to sing and dance and entertain the kids. Make balloon animals. But no, obviously, money talks and he's now agreed, from what I've heard, to play Wolverine again. Ooh. Let's have a look at that face again. This is his final battle with X-24. Where they fling each other around like crazy. Oh, it is. It's brutal stuff. Look at his face. But I am confused as to why he'd actually have machine guns and knives. He doesn't need them. Doesn't need them. What would be the point? I know, they're just going to slow him down. You just throw him down anyway. Obviously, if someone's far away, well, bang, bang, bang. But that said, he's got super mutant speed. He'll catch them. He can jump. He can leap. So yeah, there you go. I just thought I'd dig that out. Well, I was looking for other stuff at the time. It wasn't specifically this guy, but I did find a lot of the other Wolverine stuff. Oh, there's a Wolverine up there as well. That's from Wolverine Origins. And not that dog there, but there's a pack of wolves that run with him. And on the base that I've got, he's running over a log and all these wolves are running with him. Oh, it's great, because there's an image actually from that Wolverine Origins comic book, not the film. Although the film is based on that, but he makes a lot of different offshoots, you know, and some which would, and the entire ending was completely different, you know. But anyway, Wolverine, a character that I haven't really talked about on the channel, a series of movies I haven't talked about at all, mainly because I'm only into this side of it. The rest of the films can just, when the rest of them get together, you know, Ice Man, whatever his bloody name is, Pirate, and whoever they are, and the girl that went into like Vampire Diaries or True Blood, that was it, True Blood, Anna Paquin, is that what she was called? And I forgot what her name was as a character. And if she touched anyone, like, she'd absorb their life force, wouldn't she? Or whatever. You see, there's no point in me trying to talk about the movies. I've forgotten almost everything about them, except for what he does. And what he does is great. So, anyway, folks. God, let's put him up there. Oh no, you're going to fall over, aren't you? Let's put you down then. There you go. Wolverine, limited edition, or sorry, collector's edition from 2002. 30 points of articulation and military camo version. Make sense of that, if you will. But looks great, and that was really valuable, so I took it out of the box. Anyway, cheers, y'all. And remember, I'm the best at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice. Snicked! I'm gonna love you and leave you. So please, in the meantime, in this ever slashing in between time, please keep it Kilty, keep it Celtic, and just be yourselves. I'm gonna see you all later. What do they call you? Wheels?